Hi friend, welcome back to my channel. Today we are diving into some of the most powerful insight from the book The Millionaire Fastlane by MJ DeMarco, a book that completely transformed my understanding of wealth. With over 15 years as a professional accountant and investor, I have seen it all. The typical save 10 to 20% of your paycheck and invest it in index funds advice that promise slow, steady growth. But MJ DeMarco challenged that very notion. When a friend first recommended the book to me, I was really skeptical. The title sounds like another gimme get rich quick scheme. Yet my friend insists Lincoln ignore the title, just read it. It's actually good. And he was right. MJ's approach is a game changer. He showed us that following conventional reasons often leads to a mediocre, constrained life. Instead, he offers radical alternatives, building a business that delivers true accelerated wealth, what he calls fastlane entrepreneurship. This isn't about aspiring to be the next Elon Musk. It's about reclaiming control over your financial destiny, creating asymmetrical returns, and ultimately achieving true freedom, financial, time, and even freedom to live life on your own terms. In today's episode of Book Club, I will break down 5 key lessons from the Millionaire Fastlane and share actionable steps you can take right now to start applying this insight to your life and business. So if you are ready to challenge the status quo and fast-track your journey to financial freedom, let's dive in. Lesson number 1. Avoid the slow lane mindset. One of the most important ideas in the book is the distinction between 3 financial pathways in life: the sidewalk, the slow lane, and the fast lane. The sidewalk represents people living paycheck to paycheck with little financial security. They believe the system is against them and wealth is out of reach. The slow lane is the traditional path most people follow. Go to school, get good grades, land a stable job, work for decades, save, invest, and eventually retire comfortably. This is the model most of our parents followed. The fast lane is about building scalable business and stacking assets that create wealth independent of your time. The problem with the slow lane isn't that it doesn't work, it does, but it painfully slow. The reality is that life throws curveballs. Losing a job, an economic downturn, or an unexpected medical bill can wipe out your savings and throw your entire financial plan off course. I have worked with countless business owners as an accountant. I have seen firsthand how relying solely on a job or traditional investment can be incredibly risky. When you don't own equity or have control, you are always at the mercy of someone else. You can get fired at any time, replaced overnight, or see your company shut down without any warning at all. It's like running on a treadmill. You are constantly moving, putting in the effort, but you are getting nowhere. No matter how fast you go, you are still stuck in the same place, chasing an illusion of progress without ever truly get ahead. For me, when reflecting this point, growing up in a traditional Chinese family, my parents had my career path mapped out from day one. Go to school, get good grades, earn an advanced degree, land a secure job at a reputable company, and boom, life sorted. But after years of working for someone else, trading my time for a paycheck, I hit a wall, mentally and emotionally drained. I realized this wasn't sustainable. I had no control, no equity in the business, and at any moment, I could be replaced by anyone on the internet. That's when I made a choice to take the entrepreneurship routine, the fast lane. Fast forward to today, I tell my mom I'm working for a company. I just don't mention that I own it. Now, I invite you to consider the following few points to take action. Number 1. Are you a time trader or a value creator? If your income stops when you stop working, you are the slow lane. How can you build something that makes money while you sleep? Question number 2. Are you playing the 40-year waiting game or the 5-year execution game? Are you stacking pennies in index funds, hoping to retire at 65? Or are you building a scalable, high-impact business that will make you millions in next decade? Question 3. Who really controls your financial destiny, you or your boss? Be honest with yourself. If someone else decides your pay, your schedule, and your time off, you are in a financial prison. What system, business, or asset can you create to break free? Lesson 2. Wealth is a process, not an event. People love the idea of instant wealth, winning a lottery, selling a startup for millions, or going viral overnight. But that's the illusion. Wealth isn't an event, it's a process. Jeff Bezos didn't wake up one day with Amazon as a trillion-dollar company. He spent years reinvesting profit, operating at a loss, grinding through setbacks. Elon Musk didn't just get lucky with Tesla. He poured his last dollar into the company when it was on brink of collapse. Howard didn't inherit Starbucks. He fought through 242 investors' rejections before turning it into a global empire. The common threads, they build their success, step by step, day by day, over years. A singular event might grab headlines, but it's the years, day in, day out hustle that create the foundation for that breakthrough for even happen. The same thing applies to the content creators. We often see YouTubers who made it overnight, but in reality they spent years grinding out videos on no one watched before they found success. That's exactly why I am with my channel right now, putting in the work, staying consistent, and trusting the process. Right now I have only 54 subscribers. For people who subscribe and like my video, thank you so much to supporting my startup videos. But that's exactly what I'm going through now. I'm building it for the next 10 years. It's like planting a tree. The best time to do it was 10 years ago, but the second best time is today. And you know what? I love the process. I enjoy the grind, the creative journey, the creative process, the process of building something meaningful. I truly believe if I stay consistent and keep putting out high quality content for the community, in a decade, this channel will be a valuable resource for anyone looking to get ahead financially. People often overestimate what they could achieve in a year, but underestimate what they could accomplish in 10 years. So I am embracing the process, enjoy the journey, and staying committed to long-term growth. These are 3 questions I invite you to consider after this session. Question 1. Are you waiting for a lucky break, or are you stacking daily actions that compound over years? Stop chasing overnight success. It's a myth. Every millionaire, every YouTube success story, every empire was built brick by brick. What are you doing today that will still matter in 10 years' time? Question 2. Would you keep going if no one watched, no one cared, and you had 0 results for the first year? Because that's reality. Bezos, Musk, and every top creator start invisible. Are you committed to the process, or will you quit the seconds it get hard? Question 3. Are you thinking in events or process? Success isn't a lottery ticket. It's a long game of relentless execution. If I told you it will take 10 years to make big, will you still show up every day? If not, you have already lost. Lesson 3. Build money tree. We have all heard the phrase, money doesn't grow on trees. DeMarco argued the opposite. Money does grow on trees as long as you build the right kind. He breaks down 5 types of money trees. Number 1, rental system. Only assets that generate cash flow like rental property or intellectual property. 2, distribution system. Connecting buyers and sellers, Amazon and PayPal as example. 3, software system, creating digital tools or automations that generate recurring revenue. 4, content system, YouTube, books, online courses, things you create once but can sell indefinitely. 5, human resource system, business that generate revenue through employees and teams. As someone who has built multiple businesses from the ground up, I have seen firsthand how powerful the right money trees can be. I own several properties that I rent out on Airbnb, and the weekly profit covers most of my living expenses. I also built an accounting and a business coaching company, but unlike the traditional owner-operator model, I architect it like a technology company. By leveraging AI and solid outsourced team, the firms now serve hundreds of clients globally without requiring my considerable involvement. Now, I am focused on content creation because I see the power of content money tree. While I wrote my book Thrive, I invested the time upfront. It continued to generate values years later. That's exactly what I aim to do with my YouTube channel here. Creating content that compounds over time, providing long-term impact and financial freedom. So, what can you do today to start building your own money tree? Start by creating something, whether it's a blog, a YouTube channel, an online courses, or a digital product. Pick a topic you are passionate about and committed to consistent producing valuable content for the community. Don't worry about perfections, just focus on process. The sooner you start, the sooner your content can begin working for you over time. Remember, every great business, book, or channel started with a single step. Take yours today. Here are 3 powerful questions for you to reflect after this lesson. Question 1. Are you working for money, or is money working for you? If your income stops the moment you stop working, you don't have a money tree, you have a job. What system, asset, or content can you build that makes money while you sleep? Question 2. What are you creating today that will still pay you 5 years from now? Every successful money tree, whether it's a YouTube channel, rental property, or a software business, started with someone taking on one action. What's yours today? Question 3. Are you planting seeds, or are you just waiting for money to magically appear? Wealth isn't luck, it's engineered. If you're not building an asset that scales, you are stuck in a slow lane. Which money tree will you start planting today? Lesson number 4. Shift from consumer mindset to producer mindset. This is one of my favorite lessons in the book because it completely shifts my paradigm how I see the world. Most of us are conditioned to be consumers from a young age. We are constantly asked, what do you want for your birthday? Instead of, what do you want to create? This mindset keeps us in a habit of spending rather than building. One of my favorite motivation speakers, Zach famously said, you can have everything you want in life if you just help enough other people get what they want. Shifting from a consumer to a creator mentality is the key to long-term success and financial freedom. DeMarco emphasized that to build wealth, you must shift from a consumer mindset to a producer mindset. Instead of focus on what to buy, start paying attention to how things are created, marketed, and sold. Think about the business behind the product you use daily, how they operate, generate revenue, and scale. The moment you start seeing the world through a producer's lens, opportunity to build wealth becomes much clearer. For example, instead of passively consuming information on social media, I started creating content, and immediately everything started to change. I began learning about video productions, learn how to speak in front of camera confidently, and most importantly, how to sell my ideas. This simple shift from consumer to creator completely transformed my mindset. If you want to build something meaningful and generate wealth, you have to start producing, not just consuming. So ask yourself these 3 questions right now. Question 1. Are you spending money, or are you making money? Every time you buy something, someone else is getting richer. Are you the one swiping the card, or the one collecting the payment? Question 2. Are you watching the games, or are you playing in it? You scroll through social media endlessly, binge YouTube videos, and buying products, but are you the one creating, selling, or building anything of value? What's stopping you from becoming a producer today? Question 3. Every successful creator, business owner, or entrepreneur start with zero audience, zero experiences, and zero credibility. What's your skills? Lesson number 5. Commitment over interest. This is where most people fail. They interest in wealth, but they are not committed. It's easy to dream about financial freedom, but the few are willing to put in the hours, take risks, and stay consistent when the results don't come immediately. DeMarco highlights this stark difference. Interest was 1 hour a day, Monday through Friday. Commitment was 7 days a week, whenever time permits. The truth is, success isn't about bursts of motivation. It's about discipline, persistence, and a relentless drive to push forward even when progress feels slow. Think about top athletes, successful entrepreneurs, or world-class musicians. They don't just dabble in their craft, they committed fully. Why start my coaching business? I wasn't just working regular hours. I was staying up late, refining strategies, networking, and continuously learning. Attend Toastmasters, learn about public speaking. The same applies to my YouTube journey so far. Building a business brand and financial independence isn't just putting in the effort when it's convenient. It's about showing up day in, day out, every day, even no one is watching. If you truly want to succeed, ask yourself, are you just interested or are you committed to make it happen? More particularly, ask yourself these 3 questions. Question 1. Are you interested in success or are you obsessed with it? Interest is watching a few YouTube videos and feeling inspired. Commitment is execution daily when no one else is watching. Nothing happens. Which one are you? Question 2. Would you still do the work if it took 5 years to see the result? Most people quit after a few months because they don't see instant reward. The real player grind for years before the world even notices. Are you willing to put in the time? Question 3. Do you work on your dreams when it's convenient or do you make it non-negotiable? Interest works when you feel good. Commitment works when it's hard, when it's late, when you are tired, and when no one breathes in you. Which one describes you? If you are not all in, don't expect all out result. That's my favorite quote. If you are not all in, don't expect all out result. The Millionaire Fastlane completely changed how I think about business and wealth. If you are serious about financial freedom, this book is a must read. If you want more insight on building passive income and financial freedom, check out my YouTube videos on how to invest for beginners. I break down how I generate income streams that grow over time. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and I will see you in next video. Bye for now.